How is everyone doing tonight? Saturday night. Feel all right? Let's build some stuff. Let's print some stuff. How is everyone doing today? It is Saturday. Whatever day of February it is. It's day before Valentine's Day. You guys have like 2 hours if you didn't get your sweetheart something. Go print some roses or something. This is your last warning. So, tonight, we got a nice little stream tonight. The original plan I was probably gonna bite off a little bit more than I could chew. But two things came in this week. So, we have ourselves this little guy. It's a BIQU H2 all-in-one extruder hot end combo thingy. So we have this. Also, we have this board. This is the Fly RRF E3. So the Fly RepRap firmware E3. This is a drop-in board for your Ender 3 style printer, although you can use it on any printer. That runs RepRap firmware. And it's got the built-in Wi-Fi. So this is an all-in-one board with Wi-Fi and RepRap if you want it. So original plan was we were going to do both of these, but you know what? I decided to scale it back a little bit because it kind of sucks when we get to 11 a.m. and I finally start printing. So we're just going to do the one today. So what we will be doing is installing this in the Ender 3, which has recently been clipperized. I overnighted some TPU, some Area 1 translucent red TPU, and we're going to see how this thing prints flexibles, because I have never printed flexibles ever. Like, ever. So, while the printer is heating up, because I forgot to unload it and I got filament in the hot end, which we're going to need to take out, talk about this little thing. Thanks to David at Printed Solid, we have a $50 gift card to give away. I believe I have opened up. Yes, so I have opened up the contest now. So if you would like to enter, same as last week, for those that weren't here last week, enter below. You do have to be in the United States, unfortunately, to win, because they only ship to the US at this time. So go ahead, enter the contest. At 10 p.m. tonight, I will be doing a draw for a $50 Printed Solid gift card. You do have to be in chat to win. So if I do draw your name, I'm going to check to make sure you are in chat. You have to respond to a ping. And then congratulations, you win. And then I do believe if we hit that magical 300 likes, I got 2 of them to give away. So I'll just remind you guys about that throughout the night. And then we'll get started on the build. And let me see how everyone is doing, because I always Bondtech LGX review on the Voron, please. I don't have a Bondtech LGX, and like personally, this guy will probably be pretty cool on the Ender 3, but on Voron Z style of all-in-one hot ends where they're fat on the x-axis, actually you lose room. The stacked kind of style we go with. Oh, and here's a comparison. Here's a V0 direct feed beta, like old revision of it, and here's this guy for comparison. So it's definitely fatter. It's not as deep, and you got to remember, this doesn't have any fans on it. You still got to put a part fan and a cooling fan on it. So this is NEMA 14 based, for those that don't know. So I've already had like 5 people yell at me saying this is a clone and a knockoff of the Hemera. It's 7-to-1 gearing. It's NEMA 14 based. It uses a Fadus block and completely different heat break design. So literally not a single thing is compatible with the Hemera. It's a completely different design, and it's as much of a clone as an LGX. So if you want to yell about this being a clone, go yell at Bondtech, because it's as much a clone as the Hemera as well. So let's see here. Got the printer up and running. Let's get the hot end hot, and then what we're gonna do, we're gonna flip it over. We're gonna unplug everything, flip it back up, rip this out, plug everything in, wire it back up, and we should be good to go. We are running Clipper, so hey, no firmware flashing to deal with tonight. So we should be good to go there. Yeah, it doesn't use the custom faceplate. So for those that wonder how this mounts, I went on our good friend Thingiverse, and I downloaded and printed some mounts for this. And I went and bought a 24 volt 50-15 fan, so we should have a little bit more cooling. But for mounting this guy, it's got 2 holes right there. So I guess you just kind of use those 2 holes to bolt it down to stuff, and that's just it. That's how it mounts. You just bolt it with the 2 holes. It's pretty light. It's only 210 grams or something like that. But so this is the fan. I bought that, printed some mounts. But in the box, we do have some goodies. It's BIQU, but you get the Big Tree Tech ducky. We got cable for the motor itself. Now, one thing I'm actually curious about here, because the plug for it is underneath. Okay, so there is clearance. Yeah, there is clearance. I was a little worried at first of the wires hanging down, but I guess that does work. It comes with a new thermistor, probably a Beta 3950. Comes with a new heater. We got a new fan for the front. And then we got some grills and some wrenches. And it does come with the sock, and it does come with a 0.4 millimeter brass nozzle. This isn't one of those copper nozzles. It isn't a copper plated nozzle. So. And then the heat break is a custom thing. I'm not going to take it apart tonight, but the plan is we're going to install it tonight. I'll do some printing with it during the week, and then I'll take it off and do a video when I do the review of it. So, get this filament out of here. So let's put all that over there so I don't lose it. Can't lose the rubber ducky. So let me check on chat. How is everyone doing? That plug placement is horrid. Yeah, But the thing is, you can easily... you'd have to take the whole thing apart, but you could probably just rotate it. Like, as far as I know, it's just a Nemo 14 with a very short drive shaft and a spur gear on it. So if you really wanted to, you could spin it around. I don't see why you couldn't. But that's, you know, the foam is cut out for it in this orientation. This is how it's supposed to come. Dragonfly style block. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it is the same heat block as the Dragonfly. Actually... Ooh. Am I missing something? Oh, okay. That's right. I opened this. I breaking the magic here. I did open this before stream, but there's my set screw. So it doesn't come with the set screws in it. They're in a little baggie. Guy had loose set screws inside. May want to check. That feels good. You can actually see up into the inside from underneath. Kind of hard to see, but you can see up in there. So that's kind of good. So it gives like gunk that builds up on the filament a chance to drop out. But yeah, we are going to just plug it in and do this live. Now, one thing I am seeing, I do have some crud in there already. It looks like they did a really bad chamfer job. Where is my... There we go. Yeah, they did a really poor chamfer job on this. You know, I'm going to pull the nozzle out. I want to make sure there's no clog in that. I think I might have a clog in it. Or not a clog, but some debris or something. Okay, so for those that are unaware, it claims to be good up to 260. Yeah, it's just a fade. It's actually, this is not the Dragonfly heat block. This is aluminum. This is an aluminum heat block. And we are PTFE lined, but it looks like it's some sort of Capricorn type tubing. It's that blue tubing, and it's actually a dark blue, so it does look a lot like the Capricorn. And it does come right down to the bottom, so I don't think I have a gap there. But yes, it is PTFE lined, but it's a better PTFE than the regular stuff, so we might be okay. Yeah, I think we're good. We're good. There's nothing in there. I'm going to run the nozzle that came with it because that's what came with it. You know what? I understand. Okay, so people go with, you see a lot of PTFE lined, especially with the lower end, not lower end, the cheaper stuff, simply for the fact it is easier to get better quality out of PTFE, especially when the majority of people do nothing but print benchies and stuff they found on Thingiverse. So I can see where PTFE lined is a thing. Now, I'm not a fan of it. Give me a good bimetallic heat break any day. But it's easier to get more reliability out of a PTFE lined hot end. I can live with that. Bloody JMF, €5. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. It's possible to get Fibrology in Canada. Their 40D is awesome TPU. I have no idea. This is the first time I've ever actually looked into buying any flexible filament because I've never needed it. So let's start unplugging stuff. Yeah, they do sell. You can go online on Ali and buy metal heat breaks for this, like all metal. I don't know if I will. I think I'm just going to keep the Capricorn. It says it's safe up to 230 or 260. Sorry. And eSun ABS Plus prints pretty good at around 235 after the first layer. So I might just try it, but I do have stuff coming in for the stock setup. So while I will be putting this back, or all this on tonight, at some point I'm going to have to put the stock hot end assembly back on here, because I do want to do a video on how to print ABS on your stock Ender 3 with only a very minimal upgrade, which you can't do with a whole hot end swap. Can you change the PTFE to a bimetallic? Yes, you can. And just looking at pictures of it, it looks very similar to the style of heat break that the Mark 8 uses, the Chimera uses, where it's threaded at the bottom and then smooth on top. The only difference is there's a flat on it. So if you have the ability to machine a flat or grind a flat, you might be able to modify an existing heat break to this. Like, it's not that complicated of a design. Okay, so let's start ripping out stuff. So we got to pull out the two fans because we're putting new fans in, and heater and thermistor, I believe. Oh yeah, and let me turn the music on. Right now I got the lo-fi beats. If anyone wants, something different than the lo-fi beats, let me know. I'll change it up. Okay, now I'm angry at Creality. What don't you do to wires, guys, when you put them in a compression terminal like these ones, the screw compression terminal? Focus. There you go. These are tinned. Okay, everyone go at Creality on Twitter and be like, what the hell, guys? This is a safety issue. Safety issue, guys. Frick. Well, it's getting ripped out and now it ain't going back in. That's for sure. Whole bottom mount electronics is a huge pain in the arse. I have Vorons, which are all bottom mount electronics, so I'm kind of used to it. Okay, so what is what? Oh, this is all sleeved together. So that's fan. Oh, that's the bed. That is the bed heater, is that 24 volt, or is the tin wire. So I'm gonna snip these, put proper connectors on it, and put them back in when I go to do that. So I am going to cut those right now, because that is wrong. So congratulations, guys. You did it wrong for your bed. Let's see how your heater cartridge is. See if you screwed that one up too. Yep, that's tin too. So that's 2 for 2. Let's see if they tinned the part fan wires. And they tinned the part fan wires. Good job, guys. You screwed up all your terminal connections. Good job. Safety issue. That's a safety issue. You know what? I wasn't too unhappy with the electronics in here at first, but after seeing that, I am not happy. That's a safety issue, guys. And they put hot glue over everything. So now I gotta peel off hot glue to get anything out of here. Tin wires bad. Yes, tin wires are bad. Hot glue is bad too. Like, I understand why you hot glue it, but as much as I don't like the JSD connector, it's a locking connector. It locks. You don't need to hot glue them in after locking them in. Because now some poor guy who doesn't understand anything about printers is going to rip something off their board and they're going to be screwed. Okay, which one's which? So we got what? X, Y, Z, thermistor bed, thermistor hotend. Yeah. Okay, so thermistor bed is out. And they mixed up the wiring when they did that. Good job. Now we got a fan, right? We got a... I could rip this guy out too. Because we ain't going to be running a stock screen on this for a long time. If ever again. Fan 2, fan 1. I want to be that guy on the assembly line here that just sits there with a giant glue gun and just... Okay. So, that is that. That is that. So I got all the glue out so I can move this guy over there. So what I want to try and do is unsleeve this, because I got better cable sleeving that I might swap the whole thing, or I might just leave it dangling for now, because I got to hook this all back up so I can return it to stock for video. Bring the gantry up a bit. So here's the problem with having a solder joint, okay? Solder is fine. It's fine to connect two wires to solder. The problem is solder will compress, okay? So it's not so much that it'll melt, okay? But what will happen is as you heat cycle, so as your heater heats up and cools down, the connection, because there's some resistance there's always resistance when it's wire to wire, right? Or any sort of connection, you will experience some sort of resistance. And for those that don't know, your heater is just a big resistor, or whatever the proper term is, because I'm probably saying it, or probably got it wrong. But basically, long story short, anytime you have resistance, you're gonna have heat, okay? Now, it's not gonna probably get hot enough to melt the solder, because if it is, you have bigger problem. But what's gonna happen is it's compressed, right? It's a compression fitting, right? You have a lot of pressure there. Every time it heats up and cools down, it's gonna grow a little bit and shrink a little bit. And what's gonna happen is over time, that solder will eventually weaken and compress, and then it won't be a tight connection anymore, and then your wire just pops out or slides out a little bit and causes a short. So tinning wires, if you look it up, is a big no-no when they go into a compression fitting. You're supposed to put them on a ferrule. Let me see. Yep. You are supposed to zoom the camera out. You should have the wire in one of these guys. So the wire goes in there, you compress this metal fitting around it, and then this goes in. So one, it keeps it compressed and from any random, you know, stray wires causing a short. And two, this isn't soft, so it won't, you know, eventually work itself loose. So it's just, I'm gonna keep these out because we're gonna need them, but it is a safety issue. So. But yes, it can also, as it becomes loose, you get worse of a connection and eventually it'll just go. Okay, so I probably could have unplugged my extruder. Oh, wow. Spade and connector. I do like spade and connector. I don't mind the compression terminals. Like, you know, they're cheap and they're common. That's probably why they use them. But you just got to do them right. And by do them right, I mean don't, you know, tin your wires and jam them in there. That is not right. So that comes off there. That comes off there. I'm missing a connector. There we go. Try not to lose all these little things. That is a really tight fitting. Really. I have a 5-year-old MKS wired directly to no SSR. Well, most modern boards and properly designed boards, the MOSFET is fine to control the bed. Like the SKRs, their MOSFET is spec strong enough to support the bed on most, you know, this size printer, just fine. So you see a lot of people running external MOSFETs and SSRs on DC beds like this on printers where the stock controller is like garbage. Like on ANETs, for example. But if your board has a good controller, like the controller in here, the MOSFET is spec'd properly. You don't need an external MOSFET. Cutting more zip ties. Where are my scissors? Oh. Plug that. I am going to leave the extruder on simply for the fact that I am going to need to hook it up back in some day. Yeah, hook it back up someday. So I'm just going to leave it on for now. But it's unhooked. Now, what I am doing, and this is a suggestion I do to everyone, anytime you have a direct feed setup, right, you still want a Bowden to lead your filament into the extruder. So what I'm doing is I'm stealing the little fitting that comes in the stock extruder and screwing that in a bit. And then I'm going to find a little offcut piece of filament, or filament tube. And then stick that in. This way the filament doesn't like rub on anything while it's being fed in. Theoretically, or not theoretically, technically you should have a full lead all the way up to your spool. This also helps with kinks and it being tugged along too fast. So on like a system like the Vorons, even with the direct feed tool head, you do want a Bowden tube feeding the filament all the way down to it. Otherwise it can whip around and I've seen it break. So, wonder if the stock motor plug works. They give you a DuPont. It's a DuPont connector. So I'm just gonna plug it in because it should be okay. So let's see what we got here. So I wonder if I can reuse stuff. Probably not everything, but I'm hoping I can reuse some things. No, I'm gonna be using my own stuff. Let me get my screws. Because I need to restock still. So this is what we got. And it mounts to this plate like that. And it's just 2 screws. I wish they had a location for a 3rd screw just to kind of keep it from pivoting. But it's a 3D printer tool head. There is no force on the tool head. So that goes there. We'll put our fan on. What is the material of the bracket? I printed it in eSun ABS Plus because I'm not going to print a mount in PLA on an ender if I have a Voron kicking around. Oh, you know what? It does come with some screws. Let's use the screws that it comes with. And the screws that come with it are too short. Awesome. Actually they are just long enough. I get 1 thread in. Should be enough to hold the fan on, I hope. Okay, so we got the fan on. Now we got, I went and bought, these are cheap. These are just GD Stein 24 volt 5015 fans that I bought off Amazon. They're the only things they had in stock that would get here before the weekend. What's the weight? You know what? The stock weight you can find online, it's like 210 or 214 grams. But once I get this all built, I will weigh the whole thing just to see how much it weighs with everything. Because I know people compare it, oh, it's so light. Well, you're missing all the fans and everything on it. So I'm gonna put it together and then I'll do an actual like comparison. How does this even go together? That goes there. Okay. And yes, unbelievable. $4.99. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Your video has been super helpful in helping me put together my Boron 2.4. Thank you. Thank you for your donation, man. And again, for all those unawares, any donation to the channel pretty much goes back into funding the things I do. This is my hobby. I do this to make content because you guys like it and I find it fun to do. So any donation, channel membership, Patreon support, it all gets fed back into entertaining you guys. Because I got big things planned, hopefully, and I would like to be able to do them. Oh, I forgot a T-nut. Somebody, why am I putting a $100 extruder on a $200 printer? I'm putting it on because this is the only printer I could put it on, and it was sent to me for testing and evaluation. So that's why. Now, granted, I really like direct feed hotends. I really do like having direct feed options on my printers now. For the longest time, I was against direct feed because I liked the lighter tool head until we kind of realized you could just compensate for weight in your firmware and build a printer that's not made out of acrylic. So I'm all on the direct feed choo-choo train now on all my printers. Now, is this one worth it on an Ender? We shall see. I'm going to test it with some TPU and see how it handles that. But it is lightweight. It's got 7:1 gearing. It's not a bad option. You gotta remember, people put, you know, high flow mosquitoes and duet 3s in Enders. So, yeah. And for those that it prints Alvaro, for those saying the Ender 3 prints slow, go watch last week's stream when we had this guy running at 300 millimeters a second in 5K XL. Because Clipper is awesome. So while you enjoy the smooth lo-fi beats and I put this together, make sure you do sign up for the Printed Solid giveaway. It'll be at 10 p.m. And then also, I forgot to say this at the beginning, thanks to Sparta 3D, next week, he felt bad for the Canucks in the audience because we ain't, you know, good old can't get anything up here. So next week's giveaway will be for Canada. So make sure you tune in next week if you're from the Great White North, like me. But this week is Printed Solid, so thank you, David. And then, depending on how the stream goes tonight, I might actually do a members only section or a members only thing after the stream. We'll see. I might just do it live because I hate walling off content. But I have been kind of working on something on my own for the last little while here. And I don't know, little channel teaser hype. I do have Fusion 360 open on my computer with a project I've been working on. So we shall see. So plug that in. Now we got to put our I am trying to follow chat as much as I can tonight, guys. But building. Remember when folks were going from direct drive, Wade's geared extruder to Bowden. But then people realized, hey, I can, like, modern printers are a heck of a lot better than the old ones, you know, from, you know, ancient times. We're not using acrylic and balsa wood and threaded screws or, you know, Home Depot screws to put our printers together. We're using, you know, aluminum extrusions, proper materials, linear rails. So it can handle the weight just fine. Plus, it's actually, we found it's a lot quicker to print, depending on how long your Bowden tube is. You can actually print quicker with a direct feed setup. Even though you may have to run slower accelerations, the amount of time you save from having to do an obscene amount of long retractions can actually add up to quite a bit of savings print time wise. Okay, so we got that in, put the sock back on. Hopefully I can fit the sock on around all this. There we go. That clears, that clears. Get some zip ties. It uses a DuPont because that's pretty much like the generic, we don't know what printer this is going in connector. Like a DuPont connector kind of works with most controller boards. You can kind of jam it in there if you need to. So I can see why they send it with a DuPont connector, because you could just plug a DuPont into most things. JST's common, Molex KK and DuPont are like the most common ones. So this thing weighs like, I don't know, where's the documentation? So like by itself it weighs 211 grams. So the 211 I'm assuming is like how it was at the start there, fresh out of the box, probably don't even have the silicone sock on. So now we have it on a printed mount. We have the fans on it. We have a part cooling fan on it. We got a 50-15 part fan on it. We got our heater in it, we got our nozzle in it, we got wires on it. So as you can see, while still small, it's not as tiny as it used to be. And again, for reference, there's the direct feed tool head for the Voron V0, and that's got everything in it. So, weight-wise, okay, so right now we are at 272, 273. Where's that light coming from? I don't know. 273, 274 grams. So it's added some chonk to it. Just for comparison, the stock setup on this guy, 96 grams. So you are throwing a motor on it. Like, there's no getting around that. You're throwing metal and a motor on it. You can't avoid all the weight, unfortunately. And no, I can't weigh the V0 direct feed tool head because it doesn't have anything in it. It's empty. It's a shell. Question: after our filament buildup all over my hot end, which I cleaned up, I'm getting an issue with the hot end losing temperature after about 8 or so layers. Wire damage to the hot end or thermistor? It could be wire damage to both or either or. I would just go ahead and replace both. So how do I mount this now? I think, yeah, I just put 2 screws in and it just screws into the frame. Of course, I got a wire in the way. There we go. Okay. So how this mounts, it uses the 2 screw holes that are right here. These are for like mounting a probe, I guess. And then it uses the original standoffs for the Mark 8 extruder, because there's like some little standoffs on the plate here as kind of like dowels to locate it and keep it from pivoting, I guess. So just kind of. Okay, I guess mine uses different holes. Oh, it uses that one. Okay, so I guess I only have 2. It's supposed to have 3 mounting holes, but I only got 2. So, I guess we're going with 2. Hope it don't move. Yeah, there's a bit of flex, but again, it's not moving. There's no force on it. So I am gonna have to extend 1 wire here. The wire for my part fan is not long enough. I'm using, now, if I was actually setting this up on my own printer, well, this is my own printer, but if I was like setting this up, like set it up, I would actually go ahead, put connectors here for everything to make, you know, swapping stuff out in the future easier, maintenance easier. But I'm just using the wires that everything came with because I feel that's what a lot of people would do. So let me see here. Do I have any connectors made up that I could just use? I'll check that in a second. I don't think I do. Yeah, I wish I did. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. Looks like I'm running some new wires. Yeah, that'll work. Yellow and black it is. Okay, what'd I miss? Duff! Thank you for becoming a member. Yeah, Microfit 3 is my jam. But in this case, I want to see if I still have it. Where did I put it? Don't tell me I got rid of them. I used to have some simple butts connectors, but I don't think I have them anymore. I think I got rid of them. Yeah. Looks like we're crimping, boys. We be crimping. Francisco, thank you for becoming a member. That's not the right one. Microfit 3, you can get them off Ali. For knockoff ones, and that's actually what I use. And then I just bought this little case and made my own connector kit. And for our use case, for like most things, you're fine doing that if you really want to save a little bit. And it's a very robust connector. I just like it. Get good crimpers too. I use the Engineer PA09 as my go-to. Yeah, see, I hate JSTs. Okay, hate's a strong word. I don't like JSTs at all. I find the connector itself is very weak, especially when using it for like a connector to a controller board. I really hate that little connector. You don't get a lot of purchase on your crimp. There's not really a lot of grip to it, I find. Whereas like a Molex KK, you have more material on the crimp. So. That plugs in like that. This is negative. And I guess yellow is positive now. So let's see, how much wire do I need? Yeah, we'll go about there. It's another reason I'm reusing all the wires that come with this. I don't want to recrimp everything. Speaking of JST, I'm going to need JSTs now. that's not JST. Where are my JSTs? That's Molex KK. That's Molex KK. Uh-oh. That's Molex KK. Do I have them out already? I may be out. I could have sworn I bought more. I bought another one of these. Where did I put it? JST, KST. Got too many connector standards. Oh, there it is. Fresh box. So what are we at right now? We are at 240-ish viewers. Remember, 10 p.m. tonight, so in 1 hour, hopefully I'll be printing by then, which we should be once we get this all hooked up. This isn't the right one. Oh, this is. We will be doing the printed solid giveaway in an hour. So make sure you are signed up if you live in USA for your chance to win a $50 printed solid gift card. If we get to 300 likes, we got 2 of them to give away. And we gave 2 away last week. And I would love to repeat that. But everyone waited till the last minute to, you know, smash the like button and like the smash button. I get my own catchphrase mixed up. So it was down to the wire. So let's not cut it that close this time, guys. So I like giving stuff away, and I'm sure you guys like free things. I hate JST. Okay, so let's see here. So which fan was that? That was blue and yellow, which is underneath. So let me grab some sleeving. Make this not look horrible-ish. While everything's covered in dog hair. That should be good enough there. Wish I knew where my scissors went. So actually, I probably should have had to extend some of these wires just for the way I'm running this setup. But we're not going to be printing that tall today. So we're just going to do the good old-fashioned send it, and it will be what it will be. Josh Murray, $9.99. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Adult beverage fund. I got it waiting for when we got the print started. As somebody who used to partake in the odd competition, oop, I forgot to crimp that. As somebody who used to partake in some target shooting back in the day, you wait until after everything is done before you partake. Okay, so Art, $5. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Doom. Doom. Now I got something on my, I got a Fusion file open right now you guys might like. A little personal project I've been working on for the past couple days. Plus, it's honestly mostly an excuse to try and teach myself Fusion 360 at this point. Because I really need to learn it. So that is, which fan is this? This is the part fan. Oh no, what am I doing? This fan is that fan. Put the wrong one in. I gotta put terminal connectors on. Or not terminal, ferrules, which I think I put away. Did I keep them out? I said I should have kept them out. I'm pretty sure I put them away. Oh, no, I put them over here. Manuel, $4.99. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. One day we will have a female in chat, and I'll have to say something different. One day. Or maybe we do and I just been saying man and nobody said anything. Okay, where is my crimper for this? Will there be sparks tonight? There might be sparks tonight. We'll see. Oh, I should have cut these wires longer. Oh well. So that's fan. I put my screwdriver. fan positive. Oh, wait. Okay. Then we got fan negative. It's really annoying that you can't really see all the way around. Because for, like, as you screw it in, it rises up. And I can't really see if I'm under or over it. There we go. Don't let the magic smoke flow out. Yeah. Yeah, I got the free license for Fusion. I got the, I don't know, whatever it is you can get for free variant. Okay, I got an extruder. Is that one? Freaking hot glue everywhere. Maybe I should have just ripped out the controller board and put it in the other one. So extruder. I don't know which way the motor goes. That way. So now we gotta fix our bed heater here. Put some proper connections on here. What gauge is this wire? 14 gauge wire? Yeah, that should be okay. I don't know. The only reason I'm using Fusion is because I know people that use Fusion, and I can bug them when I don't know what I'm doing. And let's be honest, before I was using Windows 3D Builder for anything that needed CAD work, so yeah. Like, I was okay at manipulating stuff. Like, I can make random shapes and random, like, brackets and whatnot. But I wasn't good at assemblies, like making multiple things connect together into an actual item. So I can modify stuff, which, for example, like I did the jetpack, the standalone jetpack. This might not even fit. They might have just... Yeah, this is why. I don't even know if these will fit in here. Actually, I should reference the manual because I don't know which connector is here. Pretty sure the bed's the first one. Hot bed, yes. Wire port. Nozzle wire port, yep. Yeah, it's a 4-jaw ratchet. The reason I use it is a long and storied history, and it comes down to the fact that this was the one that was in the kit that I bought. Problem is, putting the right size ferrule on the connector, or on the wire that's supposed to go in here, the freaking thing ain't big enough. Waj! £10. Printer now running mainsail clipper. Your vids have been great help. Now I need to tune ABS and start printing V0 parts. Awesome, man. That's good to hear. Thank you for the donation. Get in your hole. I should have not unplugged the bed. I should have just played dumb, not looked at the bed. Yeah, that ain't gonna fit. You guys get to stare at the back of my head while I try to fit a connector into a hole that it doesn't fit into. Okay, I'm breaking my rule. We're just going without ferrules because there's no way in hell these are fitting in there. I don't think the next size dad will fit on these. Yeah, they do kinda. Eh. One more downsize work. Yeah, SolidWorks has their maker subscription. I think there's something with it though, like a, I don't know. I've never used SolidWorks, and I barely know Fusion 360 or like CAD as is. So I'm definitely gonna try and stick with what I know for as long as I can. There we go. Okay. Will this fit? Would be a lot easier if this stupid tray wasn't in the way. Yeah, we're just going bare wire. There's no way I can get this to fit in there. Creality, put bigger connectors on your bed connector. And don't tin your wires. I do not like that at all. Okay. Now we got our new heater. So we are going to have to do a PID tune because we do have a new heater in here. And I'm hoping the stock motor voltage is good enough. I don't really want to bust out the potentiometer and adjust stuff on the fly. Okay. We're going to not put the cover back on because this isn't going to be a permanent setup. So I'm just going to leave it. The NEMA 17 won't take the stock. It says to feed it 0.8 amps. And yes, I'm taping up the electronics. I just don't want them dangling when I flip it. Good there, good there, good there, good there. We don't have the screen plugged in. We don't need the screen. Cool. Okay, let's feed it some power. Yeah, it says, let me find it here. I had the little brochure. So according to the scriptures, recommended motor current 0.8 amps. So we shall see. And it's 932 steps per millimeter. Anyways, let's see if we get some smoke. Because on the bright side, if we fry it, I have a whole nother controller board. I have my fans backwards, which I can't fix on this one. Okay, flip it back over. Take the protective tape off. So these ones do get a connector. I figured I didn't look at the manual. I figured the wires that went into the plug would just be the always on, and the ones that went into the crimp connector here, like the bed heater, would be MOSFETted, but I guess not. I thought wrong. Oh, these wires are thin. They're like 26 gauge wires. Yeah, there's no UART in this. Creality cheaped out, no UART. So. Penguin MPL, €2. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. What do you think about the SKR Pro 1.2 versus 1.4 Turbo? Go with whatever one has the connectors you need on it and the drivers you want. When it comes to the actual MCU controller itself, it doesn't matter with Clipper. So go with whatever one has the things on it you want in terms of connections. Don't worry about which one has a faster processor, because that means absolutely nothing in Clipper terms. And actually, I just realized I gotta put the bottom compartment back on anyways, because we have a part fan keeping it cold under there. So I might need that. I hate JSTs. 1. 2. that's positive. That's negative. That hooks up in there. That kind of just... Maybe I should put some super glue on that. Good enough. Okay, let's try this again. It's all coming back apart anyways. At some point. Ooh. So, on the bright side, guys, Parfan's a lot colder than the stock one, or quieter than the stock one. So I'll give him the +1 for that. So let's see here. Right now we are not doing anything because we're not plugged into Clipper. So from where we start. Okay, so, hey look, we're connected. So we got that there. Let's see, part fan work? Part fan works. Extruder itself. And that's heating up, so we're good. Make sure I didn't screw up the bed wiring. Okay, the bed's not heating up. Oh, wait, send it. There we go, okay. Now the bed's heating up. Okay, so we're good there. So, now we're gonna have to do the fun stuff. We're gonna have to do some firmware updating, which, oh my God, it's so hard and annoying, and you know, I gotta go compile. Oh wait, we're running Clipper on this machine. Okay, so, extruder E. Oh shoot, we're doing rotation distance, aren't we? What? I can't remember what the rotation distance is. But what is our... I don't know what kind of... I'm assuming it's a beta 3950. Clipper... Oop. Most of these come with a beta 3950. Yeah, it's just NTC 100 beta 3950. So our sensor type is that. Google, I don't think Google will do the math for me 932 steps per millimeter in rotation distance. Yeah, see, it doesn't. Yeah, I'm just going to use step distance. Yeah, step distance. Okay, so it's 932 steps per millimeter, and good old Clipper uses millimeters per step, so what is it? Oh wait, wrong way. Wrong way. 1 divided by equals that. Boom. Good enough. So that's that, that's that, that's that. Save, restart. Oh. Option, microsteps not valid. Oh yeah, I gotta move it over. Printer, edit. Thanks for the answer. My 1.4 turbo burned out. Oh, that sucks. The essence step should be non-cap. Oh. Let's see here. Oh, I don't have. What is it? Stepper. Or extruder. So I need microsteps there. Yeah, I need all that there. I think that's it. I think that goes there too. Right. Oh, step in an extruder must be specified. Yeah, I'm doing this wrong. What am I missing here? What am I missing? I'm just going to pull up a printer that has it configured properly and just copy and paste everything. If it wants to connect, it might not connect because it's connected upstairs, and my home Wi-Fi doesn't allow me to have two things connected to something at the same time. No blue smoke. Luckily. Max Zolan has become a member. Thank you, Mr. Cat Food, for joining the club. I know I need to get Ubiquity or any of the other good Wi-Fi providers. Max is Max's name, for those that don't know. What other printers do I have that are online that will load up and not deal with this? Switch wire, maybe? We'll print benchies for good Wi-Fi. I don't have SPI or UART. These are the crappy stuff. Because shouldn't I have? I'm missing something. I know I'm missing something here. That's really dumb and obvious, and I'm just not paying attention. Okay, so this is switch wire, printer, config, edit, extruder. Yeah, it's just step distance. Why is step distance not showing up right? But I don't have TMCs, so how do I do it? Would it just be stepper E? Is that why I'm screwing it up right? I have steps distance and extruder. What the heck are you doing here? Okay. Stepper E is not a valid section. Oh my god. I just want to switch it back from rotation distance. Extruder. Ah! Okay, I don't have... There. So we got that. Micro steps. 16. There. So it's just that. So extruder, step distance, micro steps, save, restart. And it's just saying option micro steps is not valid in extruder. Oh, you can't have them both optional or both functioning at the same time. So I can't have one. Okay, so I can't have extruder. So I gotta have step rotation distance. How the heck do you do rotation distance for an extruder? Clipper rotation distance. Rotation distance on extruder for an inch that's maybe obtained by steps per millimeter. Equals full steps per rotation times micro steps divided by steps per millimeter. Which motors do I like? 2209s. I got 269 people watching me try and figure out the brand new clipper thing that I've been putting off. Okay, there we go. Apsu. Thank you, buddy. I'm gonna punch that number in and let it do its thing. Hopefully we're good. We shall see. Save and restart. There we go. Okay. Now we gotta do a PID tune. No, Clipper PID tune. I can never remember what it is. There we go. PID calibrate. And we're gonna PID tune for 200. Go. Okay, there we go. Blah. So we are letting it PID tune. While it's doing that, let's load some filament in this guy. Where did I put it? There it is. Yay! I need something to print in flexible filament, guys. Oh wait, I can't put it in that way anymore. It doesn't go that way no more. Oh, this is so flexy. I have never dealt with flexible filament before. So I should be able, oh, that's, just pinch that and it should feed right in. Oh, it's like gummy bear. It's literally like a gummy bear. I think it's in. We'll find out in a minute once the PID tune's done. What does it taste like? I don't know. It's like Twizzlers. It's Twizzlers. No. I wish I had a jar, some Twizzlers here so I could actually do that properly. Let's do a Cali Cat. I haven't done a Cali Cat in a long time. Do not eat the filament. But it's so delicious. Twizzlers. Yeah, remember, this has 2208s, not 2209s, and I have no UART control on this guy because it doesn't have it. Actually, let's do a Benchy. Let's do a TPU Benchy. I've never printed TPU. So, okay, I know like I have like 20 guys who are subscribed to me that have FPV in their name somehow. Elaborate. I turn off retractions, I lower retractions, or I lower speed. Oh, speaker to Tater FPV. 10 Canadian pesos. Thank you very much. Just cuz. Awesome. Thank you. All the FPV guys are like, what? Half speed, no retractions. Okay, so it's an Ender, so I'm going to run it at stock speed because stock speed on an Ender is slow. Okay, so Ender 3. Load a Benchy. Open. Use the default TPU. Do they have a default TPU profile? Material, PLA, TPU. I don't see a TPU profile. Oh, TPU. Discard changes. Okay, so we have the TPU profile enabled. Okay, so we are running whatever the default TPU profile for the Ender 3 is on Creality, or on the Cura, whatever Cura this is. Pretty Benchy. Should be fun. Okay, PID tune is done. Save config. I'm gonna have to adjust my home, aren't I? My home's probably not where it should be. Oh, we got plastic coming out, so we are good there. So let's home it. Home all. Let's see how much I gotta adjust this by. Hopefully not a lot. Hopefully it doesn't Z negative China right now. Yes, Cura has dark mode for those that are unawares. Okay, I gotta raise my Z by like a lot. Holy crud. Motors off. No. Oh, wow. Okay, so I got to... Okay. So I'm going to take the noise canceling headphones out. So this is how I'm going to adjust my Z. I'm just going to, because it's gone up. I've lost just under 3 millimeters of Z with this mount. I'm sure there are other ways to mount this, but this is the one on Thingiverse that I found. So I am just going to crack the screws that hold my end stop in position, and I'm just going to slide it up till I hear a click. And that's it. Because right now I got my nozzle level with the bed, and my bed's already leveled, so I should just have to adjust my Z offset, and we should be good to go. So, send it. So actually first I'm going to heat it up and make sure we're actually extruding roughly 100 millimeters of filament when I tell it to extrude roughly 100, and then we'll oh yeah, stock setups for Bowden. Forgot about that. So retractions. So what's a good retraction distance for a direct feed TPU? Like no retraction, so I just turn retraction right off. Okay, I'll just turn it right off. Yeah, I'll just turn it off. 0. Slice. I'll turn it off and then we'll see how it goes. Actually, yeah, you know what? I'm testing a new extruder. We'll do 0. I see everything from 0 off to 2 is 0.5. You know, we'll go with 0.2. I'm testing a new extruder. I want to see how it handles retractions. 0.5? Okay, 0.5. We'll go 0.5. 0.5 retractions. That's normally what I run anyways. But this is a lot shorter. So save to file. Yes. Okay. Jobs. Upload. No, don't upload Speed Benchy. I don't need to put the Speed Benchy on here. Okay, so while the bed's heating up, we got the nozzle heated up. So let's see if we get 100 millimeters of filament when I tell it to put out 100 millimeters. If it's 95A, I have no idea what this is. TPU. This is Area 1 TPU. That's all I know. Okay. So let's see if we actually get plastic out of here. So we are going to extrude 100 millimeters of TPU at 5 millimeters a second. Extrude. Okay, it is feeding it. It is really slow. A lot of people are subscribing. Hello, everyone. Okay, so it extruded 5 millimeters. We're off by a bit. Tell it to extrude 100 millimeters, we get 5. Yeah. So printers, config. So should that mean I should times my rotation distance by 20? Is that right? Did it slip? No, it shouldn't have slipped. It literally just slowly extruded 5 millimeters of filament. Yeah, it's a factor of 20. So I'll time my rotation distance by 20 and try again. Right? Save, restart. Good thing we didn't try to start a print yet. Okay, so we're going to extrude 100 millimeters at 5 millimeters a second. So right now my little tick is at 100 and, oh no, it extruded 15. Sorry, it extruded 15 millimeters. It extruded 15. So, divided by 20 equals that. We're doing math. Math is fun. 100 divided by 15. So 6.666 repeating, of course. Okay, so 22, I think. Try that. Save and restart. Yeah, it's 932 steps per millimeter, according to the documentation. So that. Okay, so try 100. Actually, let's just try 50 and see what we get. So, extrude. It's not doing anything at all. We are having a problem here. Let me be safe, turn it off. Yeah, our stepper motor's plugged in. Everything's good there. So stepper motor is plugged in. So we're good there. We're good there. Power back on. Max extrude only distance is like 100, I believe. Yeah, let's see here. So right now, yeah, it's set for 100. Yeah, it's H2. It's got a bunch of stuff. Put in 2. Save and restart. Okay, heat that back up. Heat the bed back up. Oh shoot, it's coming up on 10 o'clock, guys. So remember, I don't know if we'll make it tonight because we're quite behind, but we are currently at 186 likes. If we happen to hit 300 likes by 10 p.m., I have 2 printed solid gift cards to give away. As it is right now, I only have 1 gift card to give away at 10 o'clock, guys. So make sure you like that smash button in the next 8 minutes, and then we'll do the draw. So, and then next week, we're hooking up the Canadians. Okay, so let's try this again. 100. Extrude. Our stepper motor is supposed to make that noise. AKA 3 point. Okay, so let's try this again. I don't see how we could have killed a driver just by plugging in a motor. Pulses per second exceeded what the motor can handle. That's because the motor is weak. It's baby motor. Okay, something's like not right. So like I tell it to extrude 50 and it extrudes, it just stops. Is it grinding the filament? Is it not? Oh, it's just chewing the filament up. I don't have enough tension. How do I adjust tension on this guy? Can I adjust tension on this guy? I don't think it can actually extrude or push it that fast. Maybe I'm going too fast. Let's try 2 millimeters a second instead of 5. Extrude. So as you can hear, it's not doing too good. Why aren't you working right? It is extruding, it's just ungodly slow. The motor is warm, but it's not hot, so it's not like it's overheating or anything. Is there a way to adjust tension on these? I don't think there is. Here. Let me feed it some not flexible filament and see how it handles it. Yeah, it's not grabbing the filament. It's just grinding. It doesn't have torque or something. Well, it can't even do like slow, regular. So something's not right here. Something ain't right here. So let's take a moment here to figure this out. Because it's not even handling PLA. Let me bust out the multimeter and check. Like the motor is getting warm, but it's saying it should be running at 0.8 amps. So let me just turn up the pot and see what we get. So it's on its back. This over there. Okay, so if I remember correctly, you measure from the you measure from a ground and the pot itself. So ground would be, get those wires out of there. And then the potentiometer is 1.6. So if I'm getting 1.6 volts, C2208 VREF calculator. Grub screw. Ah, the grub screw. I don't want to take the whole thing apart. I might have to take it apart. 10 p.m. We didn't hit it. Ah, okay. Well, here. Somebody figure out the math. If I'm measuring 1.6 amps, what it will be. Yeah, I'll check the grub screw. I'm gonna have to flip it over to take a look. So, pause everything right now. So, thanks to David at Printed Solid, we do have a gift card to give away tonight. It is a $50 gift card for Printed Solid. If you are in the US, you have a chance of winning it if you entered the contest. So, I've closed the contest now. I have 138 entries. I would have had 2 gift cards to give away, but unfortunately, we did not reach 300 likes in time. So, let's take a look here. Delete all these names from last week. Okay. So let me just highlight all the YouTube names. Copy everyone's name. So to win, you have to be present in the chat. If you are not in the chat, I'm sorry. You're not going to win. So, let me pull it up here. Copy, paste. There we go. Okay. All the names. Everyone's name. Or at least their YouTube name. If you filled it out right, should be in here. There we go. Okay. Somebody give me between a number between 8 and 12. First one to write it down. That's the number I'm going to go with. Between 8 and 12. 8 and 12. I want to see a number between 8 and 12. Between 8 and 12. I'm just doing this to see how long my YouTube delay is. 12. Okay, 12. Shuffle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good luck. Bam. Somebody didn't enter their name in the correct field. We're going to try this again. Remove. See, everyone's name's here. Why? Okay, let's try this again. There we go. That's a name. That's a name. Scout Marine. Let's see here. Scout Marine. I'm not getting a Scout Marine. I am not getting a Scout Marine. I don't see a Scout Marine in chat. He's not coming up. Oh, there he is. There he is. Okay, for some reason I couldn't ping you. There you are. Congratulations. You have won yourself a $50 printed solid gift card. So go buy yourself some filament or go get some, you know, sexy LDO aluminum extrusions or something. So congratulations. I'm going to forward your information now. And then we're going to there we go. Okay, I'm back. Back. I'm sorry. I went to put the music back on. Okay, so I'm reading 1.2 volts. Yeah, it wouldn't be a Nero stream if I didn't, you know, accidentally mute myself. Okay, so I'm measuring 1.2 volts. So if I'm getting 1.2 volts, what is the math? It's like 0.7, right? I should be reading, like, it should be 0.7. Yeah, because 20, yeah, I measured 1.6. It's 1.6. So let me see here. So measuring on ground, I'm getting a dead battery. That's what I'm getting. Are you serious? I need 0.8, but you got to remember it's RMS or whatever it is. So when you measure, that's not what you're measuring. because there's actually like a formula. Like the voltage, I'm measuring 1.6 volts, but it's amperage I need to set. And there's like a conversion. There's a, I haven't had to play with it in a while, so I can't remember what it is, but I believe it's 0.7. So you take what you're measuring and it's times 0.7, and that's what you're actually getting, if I'm not mistaken. Or if you want a certain VREF, it's that times 0.7. There you go. Scout Marine's got his prize on the way. Come on, guys. I would have had 2 to give away. That's okay. VREF times 0.7. Yeah, so if I want 8, so if I want 0.8 amps times 0.71, I should be measuring 0.56. Is that right? Check AppStream's message. Yeah, so VREF times 0.71. So if I want, yeah, I'm way too high, so I got to drop it down. I need 1.13. Okay. This is why I keep people. This is why I do this live. So that way I don't actually need to figure this out. I could just ask, and you guys are all so helpful while I reach in here with my non-ceramic screwdriver and turn the pot down and hopefully not electrocute anything. But that's okay. We got a backup controller if I fry it. One of these days I'm going to get alligator clips so I don't have to do this. Okay. It's there. I'm not measuring anything now. Uh-oh. How am I not measuring anything? Oh. Would help if it was plugged in. Professional YouTuber. Okay, 0.14. So what was it? 1.12 I need? Or 1.13? Good enough. .2. God. You know, I planned on keeping this board in for a while just so I wouldn't, yeah, 1.9 or 1.09, close enough. Okay, we're good there. Random screw to hold this in. Okay, there we go. Okay, so it's talking again, so let's heat it back up. Where's the earth-shattering kaboom? We haven't had a spark in a while. And I'm hoping to keep it that way. Watching Canadians dealing with technology. It's all so confusing, eh? It's like the electricity, it just goes into what's-a-majigger. And it just kind of, you know, does the who's its thing, and it just kind of, you know, we'll get on now. Just ordered LDO switchwire frame motors. There you go. I got a feeling David likes it whenever I stream. I don't know why. I just have a feeling. And if you're in Canada, Sparta 3D. Next week they're helping us out. I'll have more details to come. But we got some shiny things to give away. Okay, absolutely. I'll give that a shot. I'm just going to try it right now at this voltage and see what happens. So, extrude. Okay, it's definitely pulling more, but it's 5mm seconds might have been too fast. Here it's trying to push out PLA. Okay, so is it hot? Yeah, it's hot. It's 200 degrees. Okay, so absolutely. So you said the 0.214 is what I should be using for step distance. Okay, see how that goes. That can't be right. I don't know. I really wanted to get this printing quick. GPU want 220? Is it 220? It says 200 to 220. Yeah, let's bump it up. Let's go to 220. Or rotation distance. Okay, so I got it set for that. Let's try 50 and extrude. See if it yells at me again. Yeah, it's yelling at me again. Okay, that number can't be right. So why aren't we getting... Test the winding should be crossed. It's just for, like, it's 4 to 4. What are the default? It's asking for 932 max. 932 and then step distance, rotation distance, micro step 16. But it's 7 to 1 gearing. I don't know if the gearing has anything to do with it. This is funky. Why aren't we getting the right numbers? Yeah, the grub series. So how do you check the grub series? You got to take it all apart, right? I don't think I can get up in there. I don't want to take this whole thing apart. Rotation step distance. Yeah, it's rotation distance. I have it set to rotation distance. It is set to rotation distance. You had to swap the inner stepper wires in the connector? Maybe that's the issue I'm having, because it's... Oh, god damn it. They have the two wires crossed. They have the two wires crossed. Why would they cross the two wires? Okay. Okay, so let's try this again. So this is the advantage, by the way, of having the Raspberry Pi powered separately, because you can just turn the printer on and off, and you don't have to wait for the Raspberry Pi to boot up again. So let me turn off the banners. Okay, so what was my step distance? It's like 3.4 something, right? So let's try 3.4 or something. Save, restart, dashboard. Okay, we're connected. Three point four three four blah 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 blah. Printers config edit. Save and restart. Well, this will make good content for the video on this. That I will say the heater's pretty good. I think it ships with a 50-watt heater. Going off of how quick this thing's heating up, I'm thinking it ships with either a good 40 or a 50-watt heater. Because this thing heats up pretty quick, I will say. So I'm not complaining about that. What mount am I using? It's on Thingiverse. Yeah. Okay, let's try 50 millimeters at 2 millimeters a second. Extrude. It did nothing. I think it locked right up. Nope, I don't think it's the wires. It locked right up. So why the heck isn't this working? Oh. This is annoying as hell, guys. Sorry about this. I need rotation distance. Connect a steer stepper. Well, I can't really just swap a stepper into this setup, unfortunately. Try one more thing. So, okay, for anyone bringing up like I'm using TMCs, I don't have UART at all. I don't have UART. This is the TMC stock board or the Creality stock board. So, yeah. Oh, so I need a gear ratio. Okay, so I need to add gear ratio. So gear ratio. And then it's just 7:1, I believe. So how would that be listed? Gear ratio 5:1, so 7:1. I can't disable stealth chop. I just want to print a flexi bench, you guys. Okay, so I added gear ratio. So don't mess with gear ratio. So I shouldn't have gear ratio in there at all? Okay, I'll delete it. So that's what I have, and right now it ain't working. You can hear it, it's stalling out. Like it's still, like it's spinning. I could see it spinning. And it's got good grip on the filament. Yeah, I'm thinking I got mechanical issues or something screwy here. Okay, Mike's saying use 22.598. Let's try 22.598. Try that. I'm only extruding at 2 millimeters a second. Like it shouldn't have any issue. Okay, now it's going really slow. Okay, that 2 millimeters, that ain't right. I can feel the grub screws. As I pull it up and down, I would be able to move the filament if there was a loose scrub screw in there. Also, this does not have UART control. I cannot switch it out of stealth chop mode or spread cycle. I have no control over the drivers. They are in dumb mode. Does it have UART? No, it does not. Like, there's no way to adjust tension in this thing, I believe. Dirty printing nerd, $20. Thank you. I am going to need milkshakes after this. We're almost at the point of busting out the Gibsons, put it that way. Right now we are trying to figure out why this extruder don't want to do the thing it's supposed to do. I got half a mind to take this apart now. I really don't want to, but I have half a mind to take this apart. Because right now it ain't. Something ain't right. Let's take it apart. Put the Raspberry Pi over there. Now, I don't think it's clogged. I don't think we're having any issues with clogging. Because it, I don't know. It fed, like, you can manually push the filament through just fine. So I don't think we're having clogging issues. We're having, I'm losing my Allen key issues. Let's take a look here and see what we got inside of this guy. Note to self, don't do this while it's still attached to the printer. Okay, let's see what we got in here. So we got metal gears. Yeah, we do have a loose, oh, we got drop-in screws. Yep, we do have a loose scrub screw. We do have a loose scrub screw. Well, you were right. It is a loose scrub screw. Really don't like how floaty this is, though. Wow, that is... just a little weeble wobbly. The problem is, I don't like how there's no, this can float. This is not the side that should be floating. I should have taken this apart before stream. Also, I'm really not liking, this is literally like pots and pans steel. Like it's already starting to discolor. Like it's already starting to discolor. Like this is, you know, this is steel. This is cheap steel. Okay, where's my little itty bitty Allen key? Well, hopefully that hot end ain't melting that. Okay, so you go there. And these have some, okay, so all the gears are metal, and they are really, really, I won't say weak, but they're very weak. These are some very, not super, precise gears. Yeah, everything's metal. Everything's metal. I don't like that. Like, you think it looks really good on paper when you have metal, but the problem is when you have two similar metals, what happens is they will wear away, especially when you have poor quality metals. So I could see this extruder in the long run getting sloppier and sloppier over time. Yeah, so they have it backwards. So for those unfamiliar, when you have a dual drive setup, right, when you have two extruder gears, okay, you're supposed to have a gear that is a fixed gear and a gear float a little bit. That way it allows for any slight misalignment of the filament slight misalignment between the gears. The filament will allow them to kind of center to each other because you got a fixed gear and a floating gear. Now, you know, the floating gear only needs to float like a little bit, but usually your fixed gear is your drive gear and it's constrained. It can't move at all. So when you tighten it down, like it's constrained on both ends. And then your loose gear, your idler gear, is the one that floats. In this one, the idler gear has no room to move. So in this little body here, where it's attached to the pivot arm, it's got no play. So you have to go in there and adjust your drive gear location to this, but the problem is the drive gear can float and you can't really adjust it when the whole thing's apart or together. So you kind of have to hope you have it set in kind of the right spot, because that's all it's going to be. You're not going to have a chance to adjust it once it's together. So it's kind of a cruddy setup, actually. So I'm just going to put it in the center and kind of hope for the best. Do I even have an Allen key that'll tighten this? I don't like this at all. And these bearings are absolutely tiny. Yeah. So I could definitely see somebody who doesn't have a lot of printer experience buying one of these and it just not working and they getting lost. So I just snugged it back up for now. And I gotta put this all back together. Oh yeah, the extruder's hot. Doesn't want to line up. Why don't you want to line up? You go there, you go there. There's already wearing of the anodization. Doesn't want to go back together. I gotta take it off. This ain't working. Yeah, a little bit more high hopes for this thing. The fact that it construction quality is kind of lacking on the interior. I don't like a lot of the material choices, because I've seen gears destroy themselves. And the fact that it came defective from the factory, technically. This is not boding well for this thing. Imagine poor little Timmy who bought one of these, doesn't know anything about printing other than how to print a benchy on a stock ender, trying to figure out why this ain't working. So let's see here. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. The bearing doesn't even fit. Okay, that bearing goes in there. You should see all the, I'll take pictures of all this, because I'm going to take this apart again. There we go. All the burrs and whatnot inside of this thing. There we go. Oh, and by the way, relative extrusion, all your messages are getting auto-blocked. So if you're gonna say shit like that, at least learn to at least get around YouTube's algorithm for blocking that kind of stuff, because I'm sure a child could figure that out too. So, come on. At least be smart about it. It won't even spin now. Okay, let's autopsy this thing. Take it right apart. We are not printing tonight on this. Not having issues the entire month you use mine? Well, I threw mine on and it don't work, so the fact that it comes from the factory with a loose grub screw doesn't bode well for it. But let's take a look. Yeah, Eddie the engineer has a good video explaining rotation distance. So, equipment autopsy. So, as you can see, it's aluminum and it's anodized. And it's all sharp edges in here. You can see it's already wearing there. These gears are absolutely tiny. And this is just, is it steel? Yeah, so this is steel, and this isn't good steel. You know what, I'm just gonna ban that. Okay, so yeah, so this is steel, and for those that don't know, I can tell you what kind of steel this is, because like just looking at that and the finish on it, this is just generic cheap tool steel you would see in like random Harbor Freight tools and whatnot. So the fact that like this is your gearing, I am not happy with this. This is like really cheap, and the finish is, it's already starting to rust. Like you can see it's staining my hands already. Like this is junky. And it's all made out of one piece. This is all a one-piece shaft. So I can highly, you know, I can see if this ever breaks on you, you're done. This bearing is absolutely tiny. Let's get this off. So we are not printing tonight. This is coming apart. I had really high hopes for this thing. So there's your gear, some proprietary style. This isn't like the, do I have one out? No, I don't. This isn't like your BMG style gear. This is its own thing. This is one solid piece. So they machine this whole thing in one solid unit. This is one solid unit. And you can see the tool marks on it. Still some burrs. Finish is wearing. This is just tool black on it. Let's see this part. Same thing. So we got the two tiny extruders. Or two tiny gears. Same thing. You got the gear. You got the tooling marks on it. It's press fit together probably. Oh yeah. You can feel it catching on the burrs as they spin. You can like, it's chunky. They don't rotate freely. You can tell they're catching on each other. Aluminum housing, and then here's the stepper motor with another metal gear. So similar metals will wear each other out. Normally when you have gears meshing, you either want some form of lubrication or you want dissimilar metals. So if you look at like the BMG gears, one of them's nylon. That way it controls wear and you don't have like them eating themselves apart basically. Yeah, I don't like this at all. Like I get where they were going with this. I could just see the issue in it. Okay, let's see if we can rebuild this. Let's see if we can get this back together. Goes there. That's gonna have to go on to that little itty bitty one underneath. Oop, wrong camera there. Okay, so we got that just goes on there. A lot of float too. I would have liked to see, yeah, there is, yeah. So there's float there, so yeah. Did I lose a bearing already? Oh. It's on the back of this. Okay, so that goes there. Don't give up on it. Hope it works well. Unfortunately, it's not as high quality as I expected. Why does the extruder hob have rear teeth? Or why don't I try the motor alone just for fun? We'll see. I want to see if I can get this spinning again. There we go. Oh. That is... It's okay, I got it lined up there. Like, just spinning this by hand, you can't spin this by hand. Maybe that's it. Maybe mine is just straight up defective and won't spin. So here, I have no drive gear in there. All I have in here right now is just the gearing. Okay, I don't have the extruder gear at all. Okay, it's just the gearing. Put this back together. Oop, wrong way around. Wait, I got it wrong way. Okay. So right now, I just have the gears in there. How do you adjust the mesh of the gears? Well, that's the thing. There's a slot in the back here, so you can slide the motor up and down, but the problem is the screws that hold this all together are straight right in, so you can't move this, really. Okay, now it moves. Okay, so now it's moving, so let me put the gear back in. Actually, let me try one thing here. So if you have that slightly out, yeah. And then that locks it right up. So if you don't have this motor, and that's how much play you have. So if you don't have that motor bang on, like, it's just gonna grind. Now would be a good time for a drink. Yeah, we'll see. I'll have a drink after this. I'll show you the little project I've been working on. Where did I put that drive gear? So the problem is too, with this on. Okay, you got your feed gear on. Put this all together. I guess you can. No, you can't really get at it. But you can't really get at the adjustment point to line the feed on this gear up with the feed on this gear. You just don't have the room. Because with this in here, so you put this on, okay, and then get it in there. You have to line it up. So to line it up, you're gonna have to take out your heat brake. So you can see up the feed path. Oh hey, it came with stripped screws. One. Nope, strip screw. Oh, there we go. Okay, so these are 2 set screws. That's steel. So it's steel at the top and then PTFE the whole... What the heck? The heck is up with this? Hey, the gear doesn't even fit. I don't even care at this point. So you have a little piece of PTFE that sits up in there. So you don't even have the advantage of a full PTFE liner because you still have... What? Now, I don't know how full PTFE is, but isn't it like PTFE the whole way down? Why would you have not PTFE all the way down if you're going to go PTFE? And yeah, all this is a Chimera heat break with the a flat on it, I think, or just a Mark 8 heat break with a flat on it. So yeah, I'm just checking up on chat. Yeah, this is... So now you have a problem too, because now you can have like filament build up like in the gap above it and below it. Because there is, you know, there's a minuscule gap, but it ain't much. Nozzle's good, the block's cheap. We got crappy gearing. So yeah, so you want to make sure your feed gear is lined up, right? So you take your hob gear, you put it on the drive shaft, and now you got to try and feed it into position. Okay, and now you got to look down the hole. And oh, you can't see the flat on here, so you kind of have to hope you're on the flat. And then you got to kind of reach in there with your Allen key and look through the hole and try and line the gear up as best as possible. And then tighten it. And then take it out and make sure you tightened it on the flat. And now the set screw strips, so it's never going to move again. Okay. So let's put this back together. Let's put this back together. Okay. If I can find all my bearings, because I probably lost one already. Let's see here. Got that guy there. Got this guy there. And now this goes on top of that. And that should all kind of just jimmy into position, I hope. That's not slightly in the right position, so it won't line up. Man, this thing is... Okay, I will never complain about putting together a Voron V0 ever again. Yeah, because the thing is, you can't spin it to get this won't spin. Like, look how easy that binds up. Oh my God. Oh, hey. So much for that being tight. Forgot the heat brake. Oh yeah, I forgot the heat brake. Put the heat brake back in. That just sits in there. You tighten down set screws on it. This thing, Max, is for people that want to chase grams when you're trying to make your Honda Civic fast enough to take on a you know, a Hellcat. Chasing grams is futile in 3D printing nowadays with modern firmwares and not acrylic builds. Like, I can't even get it to line up. Let's try going out the other way. Let's try putting this in here. See if I can get that in there. Okay, so that goes in there. So goes there. Okay, now that won't line up there. There we go. Okay, so got that there, that there, that there. That's all together. Put that in there. I think I missed a question. I think something popped up. Penguin, €2. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Is there a feature you would like to see in Clipper? Yes. Anything not involving this little thing. Okay, screws don't line up. I will say Clipper, like as far as printer firmwares go, I am so happy with Clipper. As somebody who came from RepRap firmware, the ability that it's like, and it's locked up. Oh. I can't go. Jam. Nope. What, you don't like the smooth jazz? Okay, we're going to synthwave now. I'm bleeding. This thing drew blood. Unplug the Pi Zero. Yeah. I think it's junk. I think quality control, like here's the thing. I can understand issues of quality control at a price point, okay? A Triangle Labs V6, majority of them are good, but at $12 if you get one that's, you know, crap, it's $12. This is $100. This is not $100. The components in it, the only thing that actually has any proper like tooling is the body. This is, you know, aluminum. It's got machining in it. I can see all the tool paths in it. Yeah. The internals of this is garbage. If you buy one and it works, you're lucky, and it probably, in, you know, after a couple months of use, the gears will start to eat themselves and you'll probably lose tolerance. So, yep, I think it's junk. I would not waste my money on it. I'm gonna do a video on it about why I don't like it, probably. And it's just gonna be sitting here ranting about the fact that, okay, it's locked up now. It's locked up. So, let's see here. So, okay, I cracked the screws loose. Return it to China. They gave it to me for free. It's gonna go on my shelf. I might use the motor for something. The motor is neat. I do like the little motor in it. Okay. Okay, so there you go. So I cracked the screws loose and tightened back up. And it's okay. It seems to be working. Maybe tomorrow I'll see if I can actually get it to push plastic properly. But the fact that out of the box it just doesn't work, leaves a horrible taste in my mouth. Proprietary everything is a definite downside. Yeah. Like the only thing that's really fully proprietary is the gearing. I think the heater block is a Fadus one. The heat break itself, I guarantee you, is just the Mark 8 one out of this guy with a flat carved on it. Like, I guarantee you it's pretty much almost the same thing. The only thing proprietary in it is the gearing and maybe the motor. But yeah, I am not happy with this. The fact that you have to take it all apart and then put it back together and hope it kind of lines up okay is severely disappointing. Because the problem is, this thing is, you have to understand, a lot of people in 3D printing don't have the skills to do certain things. Like, they just don't want to, or they're scared of it. So the fact that you're selling a $100 product that requires a full rebuild before you can do anything with it is kind of sad. Like, I can understand if you had to build this yourself out of like $20 and stuff that you had to source independently and whatnot, and you had issues with it. But fresh out of the box, plug it in, hook it up, and it's just not working, there's obviously an issue. Or obviously an issue. So, that is that. I'm actually going to hook it back up and see if we can get it to push plastic properly once. I do want to see if we can get it to at least do plastic once. Well, here's the thing, like, seems like somebody would have sent it. I don't like that idea. I don't like cherry picked. I'd rather get what was off the shelf. In fact, they asked if I wanted one, like months ago, like before Christmas. And I said I didn't have a printer that I could put it on, don't bother. And then I got the Ender 3 and I'm like, hey, you know what? Send me it. And they sent it to me. So I don't know if all the good review units were sent out by then or what, but this one definitely ain't good. The fact that out of the box it just doesn't work. Like, come on, guys. And the thing is, I like BIQU, that's Big Tree Tech, right? Like, I do like their stuff. They make okay stuff. I'm not going to bother with the fancy fan grill. I will say it came with better Allen keys than most cheap Chinese components. let's see here. Plug that back in. And turn the printer back on. Missing a screw. Okay. Throw out the Chinese hex keys. Oh, I know. Okay. So we're hooked back up. Rotation distance. What should be 3 point something, something, something. Let me scroll up, pull it. There we go. Firmware has never been my thing. I'm more of a hardware guy. Like this, I honestly should have opened it. I didn't want to open it because I just wanted to get it going. I figured, hey, this thing's probably okay. It should work right off the bat. And it doesn't. So I was really hoping that I could just throw it in and we'd be able to print. Because I've never printed TPU. I wanted to do a full TPU print. So I was like, you know what? We'll just throw it on and it should work, right? It shouldn't be that bad. It should be fine. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Because the plan was get it hooked up. Oh, I gotta heat up the hot end. The plan was to get it hooked up tonight, do a test print, make sure it all works, spend the week printing with it, print a bunch of stuff, and then tear it apart for the video. So the trick is when you do videos on things that you print everything and do all the testing before you do the take apart part of the video. Because you know, when you watch a video, usually they tear apart the item near the beginning of the review. You record that part last, because that way if you break something, you're not screwed. But unfortunately, don't have that option with this guy. And there is no adjustment. You have no way to adjust the tension. So you better hope your tension's okay. Hey, random screw. Okay, let's try this again. Extrude 50 millimeters of filament at 2 millimeters a second. I'm gonna bump it up to 220 just to give it best help it can. Yeah, FISEC makes good electronics. I have a FISEC Duet. The Duet in V226 is a FISEC Duet, and it's been fine for, geez, almost 3 years now, probably. So let's try extrude. It's blobbing up underneath. This isn't 50 millimeters of filament. Something ain't right here. Yeah. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. I don't like it. I don't know. I'm calling it for it tonight. It's junk. How's your guys' night going? Yeah, I'll put it back together tomorrow. Actually, I probably won't put it back together. I'm just going to go straight to installing this control board probably. And probably slap a... print the TPU benchy. How's it going? It's how it goes, Nero. Yeah. Oh well. Junky extruder is junky extruder. Here. That's what I've been doing all weekend. This has been my project for the past couple days. Mostly it's an exercise in teaching myself CAD, but it's a little desktop CNC, 15 inches across, about 9.5 inches wide. It's about as far as I've gotten so far. So it's 3060 extrusions, 2 of them. The gantry, that's 1204 ball screw. It's a little 250 watt brushless motor, spindle, ER11. Basically, trying to build a Bantam or a Nomad cheaper, but better. So, thank you for sticking around. This stream was kind of, unfortunately, a little junk because this little thing decided not to work properly for us, but it is what it is. So, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the stream tonight. Hope it was interesting for you guys. Hope you were entertained at least. I'm going to play around with it a little more. I'm going to try a few things just to make sure that I'm not doing something just dumb that I'm missing. So I'm going to actually try this on another printer just to make sure that I'm not doing something really dumb. But as far as I can tell, everything's correct. Like, it should just be straight plugins. So the fact that it's not working, we have the loose grub screw, the machining quality issues on it alone I don't like. Yeah, it is what it is. So, hope you're fun. I hope you had fun. Hope you're entertained. Hope you learned something. Don't buy this thing. And I'll see you guys next week. Yeah. Cheers.